there goes that hose.
That's hot. What's up, YouTube? Back on the DeLorean finally. I have parts and I am working on the brake system and the wheels. I found new tires. I didn't realize it was going to be such a struggle to find tires in the OEM specs, but not a lot of companies out there making them anymore. So luckily I found some on Tire Rack, and those guys are, I guess, associated with Discount Tire, or Discount bought them out or something. Anyway, I buy a ton of tires through Discount Tire. So I went down there yesterday and they were able to get them ordered for me. They should be in today. I stopped by there this morning. They dismounted my rear wheels and I'm gonna work on cleaning those up, getting them ready, painting them, and getting them ready to have the new tires mounted. Then I have to bring those home, mount them, and do the same to the fronts. But before I do both of the fronts, I do have to have one of them repaired because it got boogered up somehow. This right here is going to need a little love. I've got to find a shop that can take care of that. And I'm not really sure about this crack. I don't know if it's a crack in the paint or an actual crack in the wheel. It don't look that good, but I'll take it somewhere, see if it can be fixed. If not, then I may be in the market for a new front wheel. I've also been working on the brake system. So I have all of the calipers removed from the car, and you can see I've already started getting these painted and rebuilt, and then I ran into a snafu. I ordered these caliper rebuild kits from DMC, and this is the little O-ring that came in the kit, but this is the one that was original and on the caliper. So obviously two different sizes, and that little one does not fit in here. So I took a couple pictures and sent it to them in an email last night. I have not received a response yet, but I'm curious to see, maybe that was just a mistake and both of my kits came with the wrong ones. I don't know. But worst case, I guess, these don't look horrible. I don't know. We'll have to see what they say. Here are the rears. Just finished up with the clear. I'm pretty stoked on the way they came out. I really like that graphite kind of silver dark color. think it's gonna look really good against the red. So I chose to go with that color because my car is a painted car, so obviously it's nowhere near original, and it's more of a resto mod type car since I'm LS swapping it. It's gonna be a fun car to use as the poster child, if you will, for my Back to the 80s and 90s show, which is a charity show that I do here in the DFW area. We do it twice a year, spring and fall, and it always benefits the Fort Worth Aviation Museum and one other charity. Our last show that we had just this past spring was for Alzheimer's Association, and the one in the fall before that was for Hospice of Fort Worth. So we do something cool with 80s and 90s cars, but we also want to give back to the community, to these charities in any way that we can. So if you're in the DFW area, you have a rad car, come join us. BTT80s90s.com. We're on Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. Check us out, come to our show, come support the cause, and come hang out. So here's what the rear wheels look like with the tires. Came out pretty good. I will get a better shot when I finally roll this car outside, but you get the basic idea. So I went with a darker, kind of a gunmetal gray. This is the stuff I actually used. It's called Duplicolor wheel coating, and it's actually called graphite. Okay, I just dig it. So it's a little bit darker than what would have been on the original wheel. I believe somebody's actually repainted this kind of a silver, maybe a lighter silver, I don't know. Anyway, the original wheel was somewhat this color, and you can see the difference between that one and mine. And I really like mine. I think it's coming out really well. Here's the front wheel. As of right now, I got lucky because the spare tire was in the car and I got it mounted. And I can actually set the car on the ground when I get that other tire on and roll this thing in and out. More progress on the calipers. I have a front and rear here. Earlier in the video, I talked about that little O-ring, and this is it right here for their rebuild kit. So this is what they sent me in the kit, and this is what came out of the caliper, the original one. Quite a bit of difference in size here. Now, I got an email from them yesterday assuring me that this will work, but I don't think I'm going to trust that, because if I put it in there and something shifts or whatever before I get it nice and tight, then I'm kind of screwed. So I may just end up using this one. It's in pretty good shape and it's the right size. I'm not sure why DMC wouldn't go ahead and just fix this right away before they send out any more of these kits, but if you're ordering rebuild kits for your front calipers, that's what you're going to get. Also on my list of things to get done is my clips that I got in that go in this thing. They're little plastic clips, and then they will pop onto these little Hootis doodads right here. So this whole thing will actually stay up where it's supposed to. So I have a sticker machine, and I'm making my own stripes that go right here and down the door, and I'm just going to do maybe a custom kind of font for DMC. Just to, again, set my car apart from everybody else's. Obviously, it's definitely set apart with the red paint job. Well, here are my calipers. Splatter paint, baby. If that ain't 80s, I don't know what is. I think it came out pretty cool. You're not really gonna see those that well on the car because of the way the wheels are, but you might be able to see a little bit of it if you look straight through. I'll know it's there, and I'll know it's cool, and I guess that's all that really matters. Here are the stripes that I kind of printed up and that I've just been playing with for now. I don't think that's the font I want to go with. I don't know. I picked this one over here. I kind of like it just because it's totally different. So I may just stick these on there on this driver's side just to kind of feel it out and see how they look. But I do have something very special planned to go right down the hood here. I'm not going to tell you what it is right now, but it's going to be super duper cool. So the next thing I have to do today, tomorrow, this weekend sometime, is order a very big, actually it's not a very big part, it's actually a few small parts, but they're very expensive parts. And once I do this, I mean, I'm pretty much committed already. However, once I order this part, there's no turning back. It's full steam ahead. This project is a go. That very expensive part is the LS4 engine swap kit that is for sale through DeLorean Midwest, and I believe it's like it's all the mounting brackets and the hardware and the adapter plate and a new flywheel, I think, to mate the LS4 to the stock transaxle. Now I've got my transaxle up at ATS Racing. I dropped it off up there not long ago, and I've already purchased the little kind of a upgrade kit that strengthens the input shaft. I believe it's a coupler, and then there's pins to go in some of the gears. I don't exactly know. Hopefully Aaron and those guys know. I'm sure they do. And they're getting me taken care of in that aspect. The machine shop has called, and my motor is salvageable. Woohoo! So it does need to be bored over 20 thousandths, but that's okay. He's going to go ahead and get that machine work done, get the crank polished up. There was no damage to that at all. He's going to get me pistons, rings, bearings. So basically, when I get that back, I will have a full rotating bottom end, and I can get started putting that thing together. It's just going to be a streetable little LS4 in a super duper cool car. I've been working on all these systems on this DeLorean, and I'm kind of getting to the point where I think it's mostly just working in the heat, and I'm just kind of over it. And I don't want to say I'm giving up on this project, because obviously I'm not, but you get to a certain point where you kind of feel defeated sometimes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break from doing the mechanical things on this car. I'm going to focus on the exterior and making this thing look cool. Because if I can look at it from the side and see a finished car, like that for me is motivation to get all the mechanical stuff done and get this thing on the road. So I've got my stickers that I printed up for the side of the car. I'm going to try to get those placed on here and see if I like those. What really started this for me was finding more damage. Now, if you've already followed the videos, you know that I know that the lower control arm on the driver's side was bent. What I didn't notice before, or maybe I did see it, but it didn't really register, was the, I don't know what you'd call it, kind of the shock tower side. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I noticed it because I was taking the brake lines off. Everything is just gummed up, and I couldn't blow any air or anything through them, so I decided to remove them. Well, that's why I noticed it. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. So inside here, there's the shock tower, and as you go up, you can see, hey, that's not supposed to be ripped off and bent forward like that. So now I'm dealing with that. That's going to be a little bit more of a job to fix than the bent one in the rear, but I think it can be fixed nonetheless. So that was kind of what defeated me today and stopped me from continuing to do the brake stuff. I want to take a break, no pun intended, and I want to roll this outside. I want to put the front wheel back on and look at it from the side with the newly painted wheels, the new tires, and just kind of see the graphics that I printed up, what they're going to look like, and just kind of go from there and reset and get myself back into a good headspace to really charge forward on this project. Years ago, like one of my favorite things I ever purchased was a sticker machine. So I'm a bit of a sticker pimp. I put stickers on everything. And it works out in this case because I just kind of printed up some stripes, some different designs and stuff, just to see what I'd like, and I kind of mocked them up on the car. So let's go check it out. So here's my mock-up, kind of where the stripes will be laid out. Now they are certainly not on there permanently. I mean, there's tons of air bubbles and all that, but I didn't care. I just wanted to put them on there, step back, and kind of visualize what the car was going to look like. And this is what it is. So I do like this kind of subtle back here in the corner. I think I'll end up kind of leaving something like this in there. I dig that. The wheels turned out pretty nice, especially that dark gray color with the red. Now that I see it, I thought I'd be a bigger fan of this font. Maybe it's just too big. I'm not sure. I might play with this section a little bit more. I've got a different font that I thought I liked as well. I might put that on there. Let's see what else. Oh, okay. So if I'm going to run this, I'm definitely going to have to paint this section of the bumper here. This is going to have to be black and not all red, so that will get painted down the line, and the same with the back portion as well. This is going to get painted black. Oh, okay, so maybe I'll do this like in a silver, or maybe this will be red. I don't know. I have options. But there it is. This is what she looks like right now. New wheels, new tires, playing with some graphics, and oh, she's coming along. I ran into one more snag as well. I was putting on these rear struts for the back hatch, and this is what DMC sent me, part number 108209, strut louver sunshade. They are much bigger than what's on there and would not actually allow me to close the back hatch. So I've got to email them, send them some pictures, and see what's up. I mean, I looked on their website. That's the right part number. Maybe they just packaged the wrong ones, because they're definitely longer than what should be there. This is the second time I've had issues with parts from them. The first issue was the little O-ring for the brake calipers. They said run it. Yes, it's small, but it works. I don't know that I'm going to do that. We'll see. But if you guys are having issues with parts from them, I'd be curious. Reach out, leave a comment, let me know. Maybe it's just a complete fluke. Who knows? Here are the brake calipers after I cleared them. Yeah, look at that. 1980s, huh? Ugh. Yeah, I think that's going to look cool. You probably won't be able to see them that well, but I think they're cool. I'll know they're there, and it's my car. So if you are interested in this project, the RED Delorean, or the RED 308, or the wagon, or the Mitsubishi 3000 GT VR4, follow along, hit like, hit subscribe. I'm getting super close to that 1,000 mark, which in the grand scheme of YouTube is absolutely nothing. But it means a lot to me that you guys tune in and watch. Thank you for taking time to watch my silly little videos, to watch me work on these crazy cars. I appreciate it more than you know. Thanks so much for watching. Stay hungry, stay foolish.